Alright, I do believe we are all set to go, so I will give myself the audio check, and then we will get started this evening. Let's wait for everything to catch up. And there we are. Everything sounds good. So, 24 hours after beating the main story of patch 7.4, we immediately go right to Christmas. Yeah, quite a contrast from beating the crap out of a sentient ghost train to now chilling out in Gridania and enjoying the Starlight celebration. But that's what we're doing tonight, as we not only get to see what the 2025 Starlight celebration will entail, but we're going to be doing some other stuff as well that was available in the previous patch, but I thought it would make sense to wait a while for more content to come out so that I could combine it with whatever was going to be coming out. So tonight, that's exactly what we're doing. Not only are we doing the Starlight celebration, but we're also going to be checking out more HILDIBRAND adventures from patch 7.3. So that's what you can look forward to this evening as we stay here in Gridania and prepare to celebrate Christmas for 2025. So with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail Live. So let's go ahead and switch to our screen, which has been given a little twist this evening with Garangi in her Santa outfit and the wonderful Starlight decorations in the background. And tonight, Matthias will be taking you on this journey. Yeah, we're switching it up because if you remember from past Starlight celebrations, I've had Rika going around dressed up as the Sugar Plum Fairy. Well, if there's going to be a Sugar Plum Fairy, there has to be a Nutcracker, and tonight Matthias is filling this role. So, let's go ahead as the evening continues on here in the city of Gridania, and we'll go ahead and speak with the one and only Garangi, the most happy-go-lucky person in all of Eorzea, and with good reason. Let's go ahead and speak with her to take on the level 15 quest for the 2025 Starlight celebration entitled We 3 Kinderpunch. Yeah, you heard that right. Garangi could use some help from an adventurer. Matthias, what a pleasure it is to see you again in this most festive of seasons. Allow me to reiterate my thanks for your contributions to Starlight's past. Inspired by an old Ashgardian tale, the Starlight celebration is about granting the wishes of children. And this year, we are bringing back the festive market that offers joy and merriment to young and old alike, the Starlight Stalls. Yeah, everyone loved them so much last year that They're back for an encore this year.
The first time around, the Carline Canopy supplied us with Kinder Punch, a kind of mold punch which we provided to guests. It proved tremendously popular, so we are planning to provide it again with a twist. Alas, with all the celebrants busy attending to the preparations of the stalls, we haven't been able to get working on said twists.
Well, this is where I come in, huh?
If you're not otherwise occupied, might you be willing to lend us a hand?
Of course I can. The Nutcracker is always willing to help.
I am truly grateful. Without further ado, please join me at the Carline Canopy stall at the market. There I shall explain the particulars to you. When you're ready, the guide yonder will be glad to escort you through. I shall see you anon.
And we will see you there, So, let's speak with Guide here. Yeah, he comes with the beard in tow, and yeah, of course we're going to be seeing people all over who are going to be dressed up in outfits from past Starlight celebrations. It only makes sense, and they're going to be all over the place. So, sir. So you are the adventurer who has agreed to help us. If you will follow me, I shall take you to the Starlight stalls. With pleasure, sir. So you might remember from last year, this is what they looked like. Yeah, all decorated and ready for opening the markets, just like last year. And with the same enthusiastic music from the previous year too, based on the theme of Gridania in the daytime. So let's go ahead and speak with Am.
My thanks again for assisting us. I've asked Miyun to join me in explaining our punch plans. She should be along any moment now.
Alright. And so back to it all began 11 years ago with the one and only Mother Miyun.
Ah, so you're the adventurer who's been roped in to help.
Well, who else would it be? But then, of course, you're more familiar with Edie than with Lathia.
An excellent choice given the fine work, and you did distributing the punch last festival. It was a favorite among attendees, and the mugs had the desired effect of promoting the Carline Canopy. When I mentioned this to my guild counterparts in the other city-states, they were keen to have their homes represented on the mugs as well, and so we had these beauties made.
So yeah, shall we take a look?
They bear local vistas and motifs, such as a galleon for Limsa and a cactuar for Uldar, with seasonal flourishes worked in for the festive touch.
As you can see, they're quite elaborately decorated as German-style mugs are, and that's of course where the inspiration for the Kinder Punch came in last year, and does so again this time.
Since we now have 3 lovely mugs, we thought it would be fitting to serve up 3 varieties of Kinder Punch. In Gridania, punch is traditionally made by swimming the juice of locally grown apples with blood currants, cinnamon, and various herbs.
You do take care to leave out the blood aspect of the blood currants, right? I know it's just a name, but this is the Starlight celebration, not All Saints' Wake.
For the Limson and Uldan varieties, I'm keen to incorporate ingredients found in their respective locales, but I haven't been able to decide on what.
Oh?
And therein lies our request. Hello, could we get some more punch, please?
Yeah, it looks like we already have some enthusiastic children who are ready to start gulping.
Whoa! New mug designs!
Yeah, get a look at the seagulls of this one.
Are the pictures of other cities? I wonder what they're like. Ah, young Joltan! The punch isn't ready yet, but it shan't be long now. We are currently preparing 2 new varieties, you see, using ingredients from the cities shown on these mugs.
And yeah, certainly enthusiastic about that.
It does me well to see the youngling's curiosity for faraway lands. It further motivates me to serve up Kinder Punch that will not disappoint, which brings me back to the task we have for you. We ask that you investigate what ingredients we should use to create punch that best captures each nation. Gridania's market attracts many visitors from the realm over, and adventurers such as yourself should have no trouble identifying suitable individuals and coaxing out the relevant information.
Yeah, I can help you out with that on.
Your confidence is most assuring. I shall apprise the other celebrants of the situation and then return to Miketo's amphitheater. I look forward to your findings.
And then, let's make it happen. So let's go ahead and start visiting and checking out where we need to go. So we'll just warp back to the main Aetherite and go to the markets from there. Hey there, Bubba. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Yeah, I guess YouTube chat not all that enthusiastic about you putting the word blood into the chat, but I'm reading your message on my smartphone so I can see it loud and clear, and I went to the wrong place. Yeah, I'm so fixated on you joining in the stream. So, anyway, yeah, let's start looking around and speaking with people, beginning with this Ul'dah merchant. You wish to make a drink that represents Ul'dah? Tea would be a good place to start. We Ul'dahs can't get through the day without a good, strong brew. It's served up anywhere you can get a feed. Doesn't matter if it's a slap-up meal or just a sweet treat. I've heard tell that the Sultana takes hers with generous helpings of butter and honey. And yeah, you saw that right. Butter in tea? And I know that in Harry Potter they do have butter beer, so I was initially thinking that's the kind of line that they were going along, but before I went on the air this evening, I checked to see if butter in tea is actually a thing. And it actually is. It's a staple drink in Tibet. Aside from tea, Thanalan has specialties like vanilla, cloves, black pepper, and pulled ginger. The finest stuff can cost as much as gemstones. Which is interesting because we've never... Of all the things that you can cultivate as a botanist here in Final Fantasy XIV, vanilla is not one of them. So I'm surprised that that was brought up. You can't buy it, you can't exchange tomestones for it or the crafting strips for it. You can't buy it on the market board. You can't cultivate it. So how does vanilla make its way into the list? Yeah, very confusing. At least for someone who's played this game as long as I have. When he said vanilla, I was like, are you sure? Now let's go ahead and speak with this Ul'dah lady. Yeah, another Ul'dah joining us.
What's that? Ingredients that are distinctly Ul'dah? Well, most of my countrymen would say Nepalian spices, but that would be selling our cuisine short. For dining should be an adventure. The thrill of the unknown, the triumph of audacity. A dish should have all the drama of a championship bout at the Colosseum. Oh, yes! Such an experience may be a little stimulating for children, but we grown-ups can appreciate a little excitement. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and I have my hands back like, wow, wasn't expecting that. Yeah, meanwhile, it does seem like the crafters are busy at work again, here in the stalls. Now let's speak with this Lamentin chef. Hello there.
You want to make punch with a Lamentin twist? Then you'll want to use plenty of Lanosean oranges, lowland grapes, and lemons. Lanosean citrus is renowned far and wide. It's featured heavily in Lamentin cuisine ever since Staelers started using it to ward off scurvy, and I always ensure that our restaurant has ample stock. I am in charge of procurement at the Bismarck, you see. If you're after quality citrus, I'd be glad to introduce you to our suppliers.
Much obliged. For those not in the know, the Bismarck is the Culinarians Guild in Limsalminsa. I always like to avail those little Easter eggs of information with those who might not be quite familiar, but who are playing the game casually or whatever, might not get the chance to partake in crafting. So yeah, now over to Miketo. Good one there, Bubba. Alright, back over to the main stage of Miketo. Hi, we're back.
Welcome back, Mathia. Were you able to learn anything promising?
Well, here's what we found out.
Oh, those ingredients seem representative of Limsalminsa and Ul'dah indeed. We celebrants should be able to procure the items, so pray leave it to us. Once the Kinder Punch has been prepared, we would be pleased if you would do the honors and serve it. When it is time, please present yourself to my colleague at the Starlight stalls.
Alright.
And if you happen to have a moment now, might I trouble you to speak with the little ones from earlier? I'm hoping that you could learn which city holds the greatest interest for each of them. In so doing, you'd be able to recommend varieties of punch that would be the most meaningful.
You got it there, So, back over to the stalls. And yeah, I'm playing on Machinist this time because I thought it made sense to do so because I'm on the role of a Nutcracker tonight. And Nutcrackers do carry guns as part of their motif. So let's begin by speaking with this bright girl. Hello there, young lady.
The punch is almost ready. I can't wait to have some. What do I like to eat? Fruits? We have apples and berries here in the wood, but I'd love to try fruits from other places too.
Alright. And then we go around from one side of the stalls to the other. And here's the aforementioned Jewel 10 from before.
Oh, you're the adventurer from before. The mold punch is almost ready. Hooray!
Well, can you give me some information on what you'd like?
I want to learn all about new places, so it's hard to decide on a punch. There's no ocean in Gridania, so it's my dream to go sailing everywhere on a big ship.
Can I interest you in speaking with Carvalan? Yeah, the Alizin pirates who left Ishgard and took up the pirating life and got us to the Far East back in Stormblood. And then, let's speak with this quiet girl. Hopefully she's not too quiet.
They're giving out hot drinks? That sounds great! I'm visiting with my mum. It's my first time in Gridania, so I guess I want to learn more about everything here.
Yeah, and that must be her to her left, you're right. So now that we've had the opportunity to learn what the kids want, let's go ahead and speak with the Saturnine Starlight Celebrant, whose stall is right over here. Hello there, sir. Excellent timing. We've received the last of the ingredients, and now brewing the new varieties of Kinder Punch. We expect a throng of children will descend upon us as soon as we begin serving. Are you ready to attend them? Well, it must be, because it's nearly 5 AM in the morning in-game. I'm ready. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending Duty Finder registrations. Not a problem here. Let's start serving punch. So let's have a look at our 3 varieties. Limsolence is on the left, Gridania is in the middle, Ul'dah is on the right. And as with all Starlight celebrations, Godbird is here dressed up as the Saint of Nemea, but never really has an involvement in this particular year's Starlight celebration other than having this cameo in the background. So let's start saying hello to the kids.
A friend of mine used to live in Ul'dah, and he tells me stories about it. I've always wanted to know what it's like there, if you have something like that.
So yeah, if ever someone brings up a place name, give them what they're looking for. And so, enjoy some Ul'dah butter tea.
Wow, this is really good, like a sweet tea with spices. Is this what Ul'dah smells like, I wonder? I'm going to get my friends to come too.
So away he goes, as we continue scouring the area. And yeah, in the background we do have our Christmas Goobu that we got from Starlight Celebration a number of years ago. Now over this bright girl.
I'd love to see what fruits from other places taste like. Do you have a punch that's made with them?
We certainly do. From Limsolamensa. Yeah, look how happy she is. As it's now dawn and the lights are starting to go out.
Oh, it's sour but sweet. I love it. I had no idea they grew so many kinds of citruses in Lanacea.
Yeah, the lights may be out on the stalls, but of course it's still morning and, yeah, only people who participated in that particular Starlight celebration a few years ago will get to at those minions appearing on screen.
You're here for punch too? Come on, let's go up together. Alright.
So yeah, we got a 2-for-1 here.
I heard that there's a place called the Colosseum where gladiators fight each other. I want a punch that will make me feel like I'm there.
So yeah, if you know where you're going, it's to Ul'dah.
Hello again. I've never had Mold Punch before. I'm not sure which one I should try.
Well, you are here in Gridania for the first time, so have some of the OG. As they happily partake of them.
So the Colosseum is in Ul'dah. I'd love to see a fight there one day. But right now, there's a fight in my own mouth. Whew, the spices in this punch sure pack a punch. Thank you. I love the apple flavor, and the mug is beautiful too. Oh, I hope I can meet some Moogles while I'm in Gridania.
Well, they don't show up to just anyone. But who knows, you might get lucky. As we continue to look around on this early morning. Yeah, Godbert has done his part and makes his way off camera. And here's our boy Joltan.
What to choose? I suppose I'd like a punch that makes me feel like I'm sailing somewhere far away.
Then let's give you a Limsalamins and specialty. And so,
Wow, what a great blend of flavors! And I just love the design on the mug. It's ships like this that connect the whole world. Thank you, mister. I've had a lot of fun.
glad we can help. To you and your friends as the sunlight, or as best it can in overcast skies, begins to peek through the trees. Hello there, Mr. Celebrant. It seems the children really enjoyed that punch. You did well indeed with your selections. From here on, we celebrants will tend to the punch distribution with your fine example as a guide. You need only report back to Grangy. She will be eager to know how we fare. As more and more people adorned in red come onto the scene. So yeah, we'll take our leave of the markets and head on back to the amphitheater. And so upon our return, let's go ahead and complete the quest and speak with Om. Hello again. And here comes Mother Miyun.
I've just finished putting out a few proverbial fires at the guild, so I thought I'd come by to see how you were getting on. The more the merrier, as I always say. If you're here, my friend, may I assume that the Kinder Punch has been handed out to the little ones as planned?
We certainly did. And they were very enthusiastic about it.
We are truly in your debt. With your help, we have not only brought the children festive cheer, but also expanded their horizons. Of course, they're all more than welcome to return and try the other types of punch. The longer that they enjoy themselves at the stalls, the better.
And making a return, Mr. Shultan.
There you are, adventurer. I wanted to thank you again, and Miss Garangi and Miyun too. It was absolutely our pleasure. If you enjoyed the punch, then nothing would please us more. When I grow up, I want to be someone who knows lots about the world, like you, mister. I'll go and see what's out there for myself, and tell everyone all about it. And I want to tell everyone about Gridania too. The Starlight stalls have reminded me just how much I love it here.
Certainly not lacking for enthusiasm, are you?
That is a wonderful wish, and I've no doubt that the spinner herself has heard it. When the time comes, it'll be my pleasure to register you as an adventurer, young man, and I'll look forward to hearing your tales of courage and high adventure.
And as for me,
that goes for you as well, of course.
Always happy to oblige there, Mother Mune. And so as she heads on her way back to the Carline Canopy, and Zoltan gets back to just being a boy.
It seems you've truly inspired young Zoltan, and should you still have time to spare, you could potentially inspire even more souls by helping us serve up more Kinder Punch. We'd also be glad if you simply enjoyed the festivities here on. It is entirely up to you. While the celebration continues, our guide will be pleased to show you to the stalls. My thanks again, Mathia, and happy Starlight!
And happy Starlight to you, So, for completing this 2025 Starlight Celebration quest, we get 1,440 experience points, 353 gil, plus the Ballroom Etiquette Local Libations emotes. The vendors at the Starlight stalls are now open for business. You can speak to the Saturnine Starlight Celebrant at the Starlight stalls if you wish to help serve more Kinder Punch. In so doing, you may well encounter some familiar faces. Yeah, this is one of those events where you get to interact with random NPCs that you've come across over the course of your journey, and of course, depending on how many expansions you've cleared, you'll also get the chance to meet more people. And we also earn the achievement, The Spice of Starlight, which in this instance actually comes, for the first time in a long time with the seasonal events, with a oh. Okay, no, I was reading that wrong. I thought it came with this title, but no, that was for the main story quest that we did literally last night. Yeah, what was I thinking? Well, here's what I am currently thinking. Let's go ahead and take a look at the local libations, because yeah, you get 6 different emotes, all based on the cup of Starlight Kinder Punch that you choose to consume. So I will take the opportunity to demonstrate those. So sips will appear in general, while gulps will appear in the special tab. So let's go ahead and show off our love to Gridania. Yeah, so this is what a sip looks like. And you even go in for a second helping. And then we put the cup away. But special emotes are meant to be sustained and don't end until you make a motion. So this is what a gulp looks like. Yeah, I'm more facially exuberant doing gulps as opposed to sips. And of course, that'll also change depending on which variant you choose, whether it be Laminsa or Olda. So we'll go ahead, since we were encouraged to do so. Before we do, I will make it a point to come over here, because there is always the Starlight merchant, as there is with every special event. There's always a merchant selling you stuff. So the Celebrant over here offers the Kinder Punch again, like last year, but now also includes the Limsa Laminsa and Uldan variants. So you can have those on your tabletop, and you can also have a big cup that you can drink in from multiple times, up to 10. So let's head on back to the stalls. As we reunite with everyone on this mid-morning here in Gridania. We'll reunite with everyone who's chilling out here. And we'll speak with the celebrants. Ah, you're back. The people can't get enough of our punch, and it's all I can do to keep mugs filled. I could use your help with the serving again, if you are willing. I should mention that a curious lady came by earlier. She spoke passionately about the spirit of culinary adventure before gifting us an array of unusual ingredients. Though I was skeptical at first, quite a few guests have enjoyed them in their beverage as an accent. So, if you have the urge to add a little something extra when you serve up a mug, I leave it here at your discretion. I would just be glad for the break. Certainly, so start serving punch. You bring the pots of punch to a gentle simmer. The enticing aroma attracts someone to the stall. So, who could it be? So, as mentioned before, this is one of those quests where you reenact with NPCs, and depending on how much of the game you've covered, how many expansions you've completed, your list gets longer. So in this instance, because we have completed the Dawntrail main story, we have 8 people that we can talk to. So, let's start off with our Realm Reborn representatives, beginning with the owner of the Carline Canopy. So here comes Mother Mune. I thought I smelled a lovely aroma. I've already sampled the new varieties, so may I please have a mug of Gridanian punch? It'll be interesting to see how yours compares to the Canopy's house blend. So yeah, you can do the regular variety, or as was mentioned before, you can add in something additional. And in this case, something very weird. Gridanian punch with diced chanterelle mushroom. So how does Mother Mune think of this?
Is that grated chanterelle? Interesting. These fragrant mushrooms are sought after for culinary and medicinal purposes, but I never imagined tasting it in a sweet drink. While it may require a more mature palate, there's a depth to this punch that's quite enjoyable. I'd be happy to have it again. Well, I should return to my duties. When you have a spare moment from your own, do come and relax at the canopy.
Thanks, Mother Mune. So, let's go ahead and keep serving. Now, let's meet with the proprietor of the Drowned Wench. Although, isn't it supposed to be the Drowning Wench? Yeah, I guess now they're going to past tense. I couldn't help but come and see all the Minson mugs being used, and so forced to say I'm being much obliged for some punch too. Hey there, Baderon. Good to see you again. Yeah, when did you change the end of your word from drowning to drowned? Well, who knows. But yeah, in this instance, we can hook up Baderon with some chocolate Leminson punch. So how does a man who appreciates some alcohol enjoy something that has chocolate in it?
Bugger me, that's sweeter than a siren's kiss. You put chocolate in there, didn't you? And a whole blatant sack of sugar too by the taste of it. Still, there's folk that's something a little, who like something a little unusual. And you'd be surprised how many sea dogs have sweet tooth. All the sugar being used to preserve food on voyages. Aye, I reckon you might be sown to something here. Also, isn't it supposed to be salt, not sugar? On your head, I best be on my way. Thanks for the hospitality. Next time you're in Nimsa, stop by the wench and I'll return the gesture. You got it there, Baderon. And so next up, the proprietress of the Quicksand. So here comes Miss Mamodi Modi. Mune invited me to Gridania for the Starlight celebration, and I couldn't say no. Might I trouble you for a mug of Uldan punch? Certainly. Which in this case, yeah, we're adding in cactus pulp.
Yeah, how does cactus go in some butter tea?
Well now, what a delicious drink! You've had an opal, cactus flesh unless I'm mistaken. Plenty of folk enjoy opal roasted in savory dishes, but it works surprisingly well with sweet flavors too. I might have to try adding it to our menu. Thank you kindly. Whenever you're in Uldar, be sure to stop by the quicksand, you hear?
Yeah, take care of them, Momodi. I'll make sure to send Krull along once in a while so she can regale you about all the various Lalafels / Malala that she's met. And so now, let's move on to one of the Seed Seers. And for those of you who are hoping for the Elder Seed Seer Kane Senna, I'm afraid not. It's her sister, Raya O, accompanied by her Moogle friends.
Mold punch for the guests? What a delightful idea! Lest you wonder, my sister Kane is busy as his own, so I'm attending the festivities in her stead. I shall have a Gridanian punch if you be so kind.
Certainly. So yeah, standard Gridanian punch or Moogle Palm Surprise. Yeah, as it just so happens.
Did you say Moogle Palm?
Yeah, that's not quite what I meant.
Oh, so it is simply a confection made to resemble a palm. That is certainly a relief, and for my companions especially. Without further ado then, I shall give it a taste.
Yeah, it's probably an orange-colored marshmallow or something. Yeah, poor Raya O and her Moogle friends.
Well now, that is just perfectly delicious. Just try not to frighten the children over much, do you hear?
Of course. Yeah, you take care. Oh, good on you there, Bubba. You know what job she's representing. Yeah, it's been a while since we've talked to her with one of those situations. Alright, now we go into Heavensward. Now we go into subsequent expansions. Starting with the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights. Hey there, Sir Emmerich, how are ya?
What a pleasant surprise to find you here, Mathia. 'Tis a great joy to spread cheer to the children during Starlight season, though I must confess, this little helper finds himself in need of refreshment. Might I ask for a mug of the local Gridanian punch?
Yeah, sorry we couldn't hook you up with anything Ashgardian, but you didn't have anyone to represent you. So, how about some Gridanian punch, but adding an Ashgardian element with birch syrup? Yeah, for some reason, he's wearing his armored gauntlets here. No idea why. Like, this is the Starlight celebration. This is not a reason or time to be fighting there, Sir Emmerich. Well now, while this punch tastes quintessentially Gridanian, there is no mistaking the Ashgardian accents. Might this be an acknowledgement of the Starlight celebration's origins? Yet, regardless of the intent, the generous amount of birch syrup is a wonderful touch, and during this most special of seasons, I shall allow myself the indulgence. My thanks for the fine drink and company both. By your leave, I shall return to my duties. Many children yet await their Starlight gifts, and 'twere not due to keep them. Alright, Sir Emmerich. At the very least, do take off the gauntlets. They aren't befitting of a little helper of the Saint of Nemea. And so now, let's move on to Stormblood, by speaking with a representative of the East Alderner Trading Company. Yeah, for those of you hoping for Lolorito, nope, it's Hancock. Oh my, if it isn't Mathia! Having concluded some business discussions nearby, I thought to drop by the festivities. What a pleasant surprise to find your esteemed self manning a stand. Yeah, Corinne's not here, by the way. You're serving punch to guests, it would seem, and it would be far be it for me to turn it down. I should like a mug of the Ordon variety if you be so kind. Yeah, you'd want something close to home, wouldn't you? But how about with a Far Eastern twist? Namazu Whisker Delights. I beg your pardon?
Did you say Namazu Whisker? Come now, that is surely a jest. I assume you are referring to some manner of ingredient that appears as a whisker, a strand of spice mayhap. Well, I'll let you decide for yourself. Goodness me, that is certainly distinctive. When seeking to introduce a new specialty, I suppose uniqueness is a way to pierce a crowded market. Well, the drink has had quite an invigorating effect, so if you'll excuse me, I shall continue to peruse the stalls. Yeah, you take care there, Hancock. And so yeah, of course, because Shadowbringers takes place in a different world, there's no one here for Shadowbringers. So yeah, not even Graha Tia shows up. So instead, we'll just move on right to Endwalker and speak with the Satrap of Razat Han and a diminutive dragon. Yeah, to think that we would find Vitra here in his Varshan form. What fortune to meet you here, my friend. I'd heard tell of the festivities while attending to some matters abroad, and decided to make a detour and tour the stalls. I must say, I also smell some familiar fragrances. If you are serving beverages to guests, then it would be improper not to accept. May I trouble you for a mug? Yeah, nowhere in particular, so we're going with a Lamentin punch, but extra hot and spicy. Anyone understand this reference? Yeah, can you handle it there, Varshan? Yeah, and of course, Ajdaya is accompanying you. I see you are spared no spice in this drink, my friend. I was able to taste it even with this vessel. I dare say Zero would enjoy it. They still serve her special curry at the Mayhain on occasion, and when they do, it never fails to get lively. They still do that? But to return to the subject of the drink, do take care with the amount of spice. I expect the children here are no less inquisitive than those in Razatan, and may unknowingly bite off more than they can chew. Certainly. Yeah, glad you can make the journey, you and Ajdaya both. And so, there's one more left. So, now we've made it to Dawntrail. So, we have a world explorer in the search of the unknown. Who do you think this could possibly be? I'll give you a few seconds to think about this one. If you know who it might be, post in the comments and let me know. But I'd be curious to know if you got to this point, saw the list, and probably wondered who this could possibly be, because you can narrow this down. There are a few options here for a world explorer in search of the unknown. That much is certain. Yeah, if you've had your guess and you're thinking of it right now, let's see who it's going to be. Drumroll, please. Yeah, Erenville somehow made it all the way to Gridania. When I was initially thinking about this, I was actually thinking of Ketenram, and then I thought, no, wait a minute, he's currently stuck in the Occult Crescent with the rest of his crew, so it couldn't possibly be him. So, by default, that leaves Erenville. I happen to have an urgent request nearby, so I thought I'd visit the stalls, and who should I run into again but you? Yeah, you already made it here in 24 hours after leaving last night from Tural. Well, seeing you serving punch is a new experience at least. I'll have an all-done one, please. Yeah, so how will we go about this? Well, we're basically gonna give him a similar all-done punch like we did to Momodi. Yeah, has Sabatender in it, just like Momodi's version. by the 12. This is sabre tender, isn't it?
Very good.
Not you too, Mathia. They aren't entirely inedible, I concede, but putting them in a sweet drink, there are limits, for God's sake.
Jeez, if only the water was as pessimistic as you are.
When you travel the world, you truly encounter all kinds of things and people. I suppose I owe you for that, at least.
Yeah, and with that curt departure, off he goes. And so, there we have it. We've served all the stuff from Starlight Celebration, we made a whole bunch of people happy, and this punch is gonna continue to be served, and as this guy is cooking up the 3 pots, you know, just take it all in. You can't drink any of this, but I'm sure anyone who's watching is no doubt gonna want to try some of this stuff themselves. I know a certain YouTuber slash Twitcher who would certainly try their luck at this. And I have no doubt in my mind that they would definitely do a good job with it. So, oh, yeah, didn't expect to run into a giant axe. But there we go. The Starlight Celebration is in full swing, punches being served, and then everyone who's had their fill can just chill out in front of the giant tree. And as the Nutcracker, it is only fitting that I be here to celebrate with them. Whether it be day or night, we're gonna make sure that the Starlight Celebration is gonna be amazing, and that everyone will have their fill of Kinder Punch. And so there we have it with the Starlight Celebration part of tonight's stream. And so now it is time for us to move the clock back to patch 7.3. We did not do this while patch 7.3 was ongoing because I didn't think it was suitable to do this without adding additional content, but the fact that we have the Starlight Celebration this evening made this perfect to do tonight, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's head on back to Solution 9. Alright, let's head on over. And we'll also change back to being on Dragoon. So having a turn to Solution 9, it is time to resume the Hildibrand mysteries for Dawntrail. And of course, we have the brother from another mother, Detective Hardboiled, chilling out here doing his thing in front of his house. So what do you say we go ahead and get to it this evening? Let's speak with Detective Hardboiled to take on our first of the patch 7.3 mysteries for the Hildibrand quests, entitled A Vandal in the Wild. Hardboiled's stoic silhouette is a fixture amidst the bright lights and bustle of True View.
If it isn't Mathia, then keep yourself sharp, I trust.
Absolutely. Sharp as a razor, reasonably, or I've been sharper. Well, it's not so me that's been sharper, but the servers have not been so sharp. Anyone who watched the stream last night will attest to that.
Good to hear. In our line of work, you gotta stay in peak condition and be ready for anything. In any case, you picked a good moment to come by. I managed to recover more data and learned about another experimental subject.
Oh, I dare say that is a cue for us to lend our investigative skills once more. Yeah. Hi, Inspector Hildibrand. And hi there, Nachu. Yeah, pose as you two always do. But where's the twinkle in your teeth, Mr. Hildibrand?
It seems this criminal has had his soul put into the body of a Karawaya Loa. That's a two-legged wolf, in case you weren't familiar.
No, I was not.
Prior to that, the man was a notorious vandal who went around causing wanton destruction, targeting everything from shops to government facilities. Didn't have any grand motive. It's all for the thrill of it. Real piece of work. Let the sticky-fingered Cyclops. Odds are he's up to his old antics in his new body and is upon the mysterious researcher.
Such a fiend wreaking havoc in a densely populated area would swiftly attract attention. If all wolfmen want to make mischief, I expect it will be somewhere outside the city.
What do you think? Not that bad reasoning for a soft-boiled dope. As you say, the fiend's likely to strike places outside of Solution 9. Well, we don't have any leads beyond that, though, so I have a mind to pay one of my trusted sources a visit. Myman's his name, and his business is knowing every bugger else's. Come on, he ought to be at his usual spot nearby.
And yeah, you heard the name right, Myman. Yeah, just like many other NPCs in this game who have duplicates or something similar here in Solution 9, the name is just slightly different, as Hildibrand is now alluding to. Wymond? Does that not remind you of our friend Wymond?
It does! Do you suppose we'll get to meet a Yormont too?
Yeah, very clever there, Nashu. Yeah, let's go and find this guy. He's gonna be a little further east. So let's go ahead and head on over to said True View. And let's go ahead and reunite with everyone and be introduced to Mr. Myman. Yeah, this guy's in a jean outfit. And wearing a regulator, not surprisingly. Ain't often I see you with company, detective. What can I do for you today? Well, let's explain it to you, sir. And we'll go over formal introductions. Yeah, here's who each of us are. A thrill-seeking vandal in the body of a fiend. Sounds like a recipe for trouble, alright? Now, can't say as I've heard any talk of vandalism, neither in or around Everkeep. But there's a hunter who's caught sight of a solitary Kahaloa near the barrier recently. He went into Vanguard and didn't come back out, so we assumed it went to Shaolani. What struck him the most, though, was the queer way it moved. Seemed more man than beast, he said. Kahaloas are fiercely territorial creatures that live in packs. This lone wolf's all vandal, I'd wager my gun on it. We'll head to Shaolani right away. Thanks for the lead, Myman. Yeah, meanwhile, Hildibrand giving him a glance. Yeah, trying to discern something, I guess. 'Tis truly uncanny indeed. The resemblance you bear to my friend. His name is Wymond, and information is his stock and trade as well. Not only do we have similar faces and names, but we're in the same business besides. Well, bugger me with a lightning rod. You know, you look rather like the detective yourself, only you're either younger or of better skincare regimen. You brothers or something? They're like, no! Even though they simultaneously say the same thing and move the same way. Detective Hildibrandt and I are not the least bit alike. Damn right. Don't compare me to this preening ninny. Yeah. Yeah, Myman laughing it up. Alright, alright. Didn't mean to ruffle any feathers. Yeah, meanwhile, Nashu just staring on. Yeah. But you, lass. Something about you reminds me of the detective assistant. Takes me back, it does. Yeah, like, really? Yeah, the detective's straightening his tie. We should get going. Let's gather in front of Vanguard before I head to Shaolani. Alright. Yeah, this is the first time we're taking you outside of this place, isn't it? So yeah, we gotta get out into the wild. So the nearest place to the border will be Yasulani Station. Might be suitable to dress for attire, or dress our attire for battle. Yeah, we're dressing our attire. Yeah, it wasn't enough of an attire, we just had to add on to it more. As we make it over to the double-barreled gate with the train tracks. Alright, everyone. This will be my first time beyond the barrier. Wonder if I can find a quiet bar that doesn't water down its drinks. Don't get your hopes up. So as we make our way through Vanguard, which of course we pacified last time we were here, which has now been a year now, which is hard to believe. Yeah, Hildibrand stretching it out.
Inspector, you're all glowy tingly.
Really? Must be the lightning round I hit you with. The after effects can linger a while, I'm afraid. But for this many months? No need for the concern. Far from causing discomfort, the lighting appears to have improved my circulation. I feel healthier than I have in recent memory. Yeah, you really are an oddball. So as the detective heads forward, oh, we found insects looking at empty cans. Okay, yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be scared of insects. Yeah, we found his weakness. I'm O'Shea, detective. I hadn't expected your hardened shelf to suffer from a fear of insects. Me neither.
And such adorable ones, too!
They're not just any insect. They're Arglops, bringers of death and disease. Yeah, more Final Fantasy IX callbacks. Get a hold of yourself now. An egg will set you straight. Uh-oh. You're fresh out. Like, oh no. You fool. You didn't bring any. Not a single one. Damn it all. Yeah, we need this guy some nourishment. Oh dear. Never have I seen such a severe case of egg withdrawal. What do we do? Well, as always, leave it to Nashu. We've been down this road before.
Think you could borrow this to the good detective's liking?
Yeah, maybe I could. Yeah, you're entrusting me with this? Yeah. Time for black and white cut. Hey then, Ashu. So yeah, we got the pot of boiling water in front of me. Yeah, so just take a look at it. You're sure you want me to do this? Yeah, she's giving me a confident wink. So let's step up to the plate then. Or in this case, the stove. And away it goes. How long will you boil the egg? Now, this is gonna make you do a memory recall because in one of the outros in a previous part of the Hildibrand mysteries here in Endwalker, the detective explained that the perfect duration for boiling the egg was 12 minutes. So we'll just let it go. You know, just stare at it for 12 minutes. Until eventually, we got a success. Yeah, hey there, detective. This isn't another trick, is it? I'll chance it. Yeah, take it quickly. Peel off the shell. Chow down. Well? Yeah. Fast moving back and forth between us. Yeah, he's certainly chewing it for a long time. Yeah, there we go. The texture of the oak, firm and assured, not untested but not broken down by the weight of the world. The essence of a survivor. You're a man that knows the score, Mathia. I'm glad to have you at my back. I'm just the warrior of light.
Looks like you bored it just right. Well done.
Yeah, we've alleviated your fears for now. At any rate, I'll feel like myself again. Appreciate it, Mathia. I had every confidence you could aid the good detective, my dear assistant. Come, let us continue on. And so here we go. Yeah, the insects are still going to be lingering around here. So upon arriving in Shaolani, let's go and speak with the detective. So this is the outside world. It's going to take some getting used to being under a sky without limits. Well, it is still nighttime, so it's not that much of an adjustment for you. At least not yet. Right, we should begin by talking to the locals. That town I see over there? It certainly is. Shadowbringers Springs, eh? As good a place as any. Come on, let's go. Yeah, I wasn't even aware I was explaining to him what it's called. Yeah, let's head on over there ourselves. Yeah, we basically done our security detail, quote unquote. Yeah, it involved boiling an egg for 12 minutes. Alright, here's where we reunite with everyone. An old fashioned place this, but it's got a ruggedness that speaks to me. A man could get used to it. Anyway, let's split up and ask around, see if there's been any acts of vandalism in these parts. You learn something, you come and tell me. You got it. So we have to find 3 people here in Shadowbringers Springs to speak to. Let's go ahead and find them. Also, hi there, Ayate. Been a while since we've seen you. So we begin the process by coming over here to Kepoyute. So, hello there, sir. Can you help us out? Vandalism? Don't get me started. Some miscreant busted up some of our drilling equipment. I poured my blood, sweat, and tears into keeping everything running, so I had me seeing red. Ceruleum's our livelihood, so the perpetrator can't be a local. It's an outsider, mark my words. And I believe you. As we run through the cloth on the clothes hangers. Then right in the middle of town we find Miss Shiho. Excuse me there, young lady.
Oh yes, I heard that a barn was destroyed the other day, smashed to pieces by all accounts. Why would anyone do such a senseless thing?
One can only wonder. And then, over here, yeah, it looks like we're speaking with a representative of the Dust Watch, a Tanawatan officer. Hello there. As a matter of fact, there's been a spate of vandalism targeting barns and equipment. The culprit strikes when no one's around and leaves no trace, so we don't have so much as a lead. As baffled as we are, we've posted a generous bounty. Information's welcome too, of course. So, if you see any suspicious activity, be sure to let us know. We'll do what we can. Alright. Yeah, as the detective and inspector try and interrogate the same man. But he seems very concerned by this. Yeah, he's just gonna bolt it. Hey, managed to learn anything? We did indeed. Here's what we discovered. We heard much the same. Our vendor's been busy. By the by, have you seen Nashu? I'm not sure where she's gone. You serious? How can you not know who your own assistant is? We better split up and find her. Yeah, you go do that. Yeah, let's go and find our fellow kitten. And it looks like she's right over here. But it also looks like she's run into trouble.
Oh, hello there, Mathia. I can use a little help.
Yeah, against these three? So as we arrive on scene... I say, Nashu, have you been making no friends? Yeah. No, do you? And all the chaos she's been sowing too, no doubt. Whatever do you mean? Yeah, when the Argonaps got out, don't play the fool. We saw her polishing them bones. Oh. Nashu, what were you thinking? Yeah, Hildibrand's like, this is not good.
That's right. She's the one been blowing things up. We're taking her in and collecting the bounty. For the umpteenth time, they're not bombs, they're medicine.
Yea, verily. Though they may look and indeed explode like bombs, they are in fact potent restoratives. My assistant is not the vandal you seek. Yeah, although 1 against 3. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Exploding medicine? Ha! Yeah, you're not gonna convince these guys. Let's all take a deep breath now. Yeah, chilling out by the crates. No need to get so hot and bothered. We can talk this through, resolve things peacefully. I don't know who you are, but we're done talking here. She's the Vandal, and that's that. You'll stand aside if you know what's good for you. If you're not willing to be civil, then we'll have to settle this the old-fashioned way. Detective, wait. I'm emphatically opposed to violence. I must insist that we resolve this in a gentlemanly manner. Oh, we gave him more than 1 egg? These kids wouldn't know a gentleman if he shot him in the rear. Don't waste your breath. You asked for it, old man. You want a duel? I'll give you a duel. Just remember that you had other options. Now, we're gonna need witnesses, so let's take it elsewhere. Yeah, sorry, Inspector. No luck. Don't worry your little head. It ain't to the death. Yeah, it ain't to the death. Ill at ease though I am with Detective Hildibrad's chosen approach, it seems we must have felt him. Yeah, not so easy to admit, huh? And so, the next day. Yeah, standoff in the middle of the town. As we start to build tension. He puts on a brave face, but he's nervous. Watch the eyes. He'll rush to finish it. What's that red smudge? Had yourself some poached eggs smothered in tomato sauce, did you? A soft choice for a soft bastard. Yeah, hi there. Not the least bit phased. Hard recognizes hard, and I can tell that you're a man who's been to hell and back. Even I could learn a thing or two from you. Whoa, whoa. You kidding me? All this fuss over you and you're having a snooze? And you got Moxie Dollface. Just like her. Dream sweet dreams now. And meanwhile, still charged with lightning. That's impressive in its own way. But never mind that for now, I've got a job to do. Yeah, it's facing him down. An old-fashioned firearm like most carried in these parts. Watch the barrel, dodge the bullet. Oh, luscious locks for a roughneck. Don't know what fancy hair treatment you use, sweet prince, but a bar of soap is all I need. For hair? I've seen enough. This one's in the bag. And they draw. And yeah, showing off his Matrix proficiency and shocking this guy out. Yeah, impressive agility there, detective. And the crowd's impressed too. They're like, yeah, word now, can you take on two at once? Pace on the old laws. Long as you win, it don't matter how. Yeah, don't make me whip out my lance. Uh-oh. Yeah, it escaped! Yeah, and then all of a sudden, it's latching onto his face, and now he really is Keanu Reeves. He is the chosen one. And it's running off to who knows where. But damn. Who in the hell are you? Yeah, even I don't know. What's going on here? Yeah, hey there, Sheriff Kameka. Yeah, allow us to clear things up. Well, why not there, Bubba? Why not? So that's the way of it. But non-lethal rounds or no, the law forbids dueling in town. As such, this will be treated as an illegal gunfight, and the guilt falls on the side that drew first. You lot are coming with me. Aw, man. Yay, we won! Now, it seems that this all began when they saw the lady with what looked like bones and assumed she was the Vandal. While you don't strike me as a miscreant, I'd like to examine the objects for good measure. Sure! Here you are. Why not choose the light? I must say, it does look like a bomb. An understandable, if unfortunate, misunderstanding. Despite its worrisome appearance, I assure you, good sir, that this is a bespoke medicine that rejuvenates me when I am feeling poorly. So much so that, yeah, The lightning that coursed within you is now done this. And we're all run off. Well, Inspector, I guess it's time for you to show just how effective this medicine is. Yeah. Ostrich pose. That's a bomb, or I was born yesterday. I feel like a new man. 'Tis as if I woke upon a cloud. Enough of that hogwash. Well, this does alone doesn't prove that she's the Vandal. We're gonna keep her in the jailhouse till we know more. Uh-oh.
A meal served at this jailhouse?
It's bread and water, in case you're wondering. Oh, well, that they are. Yeah, I don't mind at all. So not only is it these three, but a very enthusiastic Nashu as well.
See you.
Yeah, I'm going to jail and I don't care at all. She definitely has a lot of modern America in her. I will come for you, Nashu. I will find the true criminal and clear your good name. This I swear. Well, let's hope you can. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, someone's tailing us. And no one's the wiser. So, before we move on, we'll take 1,697 gil for completing this first quest. And so, later that night, yeah, the detective's still... his heart's still racing after having his face chewed on by an oglop, and of course, the detective's still reading from the side effects of getting blown up. So, let's go before we do anything else. We'll send my chocobo away for now. Alright, let's go ahead and speak with Detective Hildibrand and take on our next quest for this part of the 7.3 Hildibrand Mysteries, entitled On the Trail of Destruction, where it concerns his assistant's well-being. Not even Inspector Hildibrand can maintain his customary aplomb. I cannot bear to imagine sweet innocent Nashu behind bars. We must apprehend the true criminal and secure her release post-haste. Sweet and innocent ain't words I'd use to describe a bomb-toting dame, but setting that aside, we know who we're after. We just need to track him down. So where will we find them? A number of residents report having sighted an unusual wolf-like fiend. Apparently it has appeared near a settlement called Lure Them in Your Trousers. It's Lieutenant White, ya wowza. You need to clean the wax out of your ears. Well, not... You're closer there, Detective. Yeah, that's what I meant. Lieutenant Yawasa. Come on, let's see what we can find out there. Yeah, the places of these names are pretty hard to pronounce. I can understand why they would struggle so much. So here we go. Let's go ahead and speak with the detective. Right, let's question locals about Wolfman's sightings. Should be straightforward enough, so we'll stay together this time. Just say the word and we'll get started. Very well. Ready? Then lead the way. Yeah, we have these two accompanying us, so let's go on into town. Let's leave this to the men. And of course, there are interaction spots for us, for the NPCs, so starting over here. Let's first of all speak with the detective about the oven. As in this thing over here. Wood ovens, eh? Unheard of in Solution 9. We do all of our cooking with electric appliances.
That said, the smoke might give eggs a nice flavor. I'll have to look into it when I get the chance.
As for you there, Inspector? Mother used to roast whole mild tragus in a giant oven. She was partial to the billies for the flavor, but I found them a little tough. That has no bearing on my own toughness, mind you. And yeah, he has gotten into a new change of clothes since we last saw him, in case you're wondering. So who can we find to help us out here? How about over here, this rugged farmer? Hello there, sir. I saw it alright. A wolf-like fiend I'd never seen before. It made off with the sack of vegetables we just harvested. 'Twould seem our fugitive was famished. Being a wolf, however, would it not hunt for its own food?
Whatever it is now, it used to be a man. Wouldn't be odd if it still ate like one. And if it ain't keen on hunting, it'd likely keep close to settlements for its meals.
So let's continue to walk around this town. Yeah, the only one of these settlements here in Sholani that does not have an aetherite connected to it. So let's speak with the detective about the residences here.
You can see the resemblance between the homes here and those in the outskirts. Was a real surprise when our worlds merged 30 years ago. I was just Greenhorn then, and she was still... never mind.
And as for you there, Inspector? The motif of these dwellings is simple yet elegant. I expect Father would appreciate the artistry. He isn't here, is he? No, he's doing as well as the Saint of Nemea. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, you're fine there, Hildibrand. No Godbert to scare you tonight. Let's speak with this kindly villager. Hello there.
What I saw wasn't a wolf fiend, but an adorable little critter. He kept squealing at me, as if he was trying to say something.
Oh, I dare say this is a promising new lead. As he tries to put his mind to it. I have it. This creature is a minion of the Vandalist Wolfman.
You and your soft-boiled guesses. I'd heard about strange squealing critters on True View, but I doubt it has anything to do with our case.
Well, maybe we will find something, and we won't yet know it until we get there. So as we wind our way through town, we'll go ahead and meet with this hardy woman. And so...
The wolf-like fiend? I've seen it south of here. Most folk avoid the area because it's Lunia Kuapa territory, but I go there to gather cactus. And the past few times I did, I saw the creature heading towards the gorge. Even the Lunia Kuapa give it a wide berth, so it must be dangerous indeed.
A fugitive might be holed up in that gorge. Come on, let's go take a look. Yes, we must go. Thank you for your help. So we're on our way. We'll go ahead and continue to go further south. Yeah, we need to defend ourselves if we get too close to something. Because yeah, there is stuff walking around.
The Kawalea Loa doesn't seem to be here right now, but this is definitely where it lays its head. I can feel it. Let's split up and search for clues. If you turn up anything, you come and tell me.
Yeah, what will we find as the first remnants of sunlight appear? Let's find out. What can we find, if anything, in particular? Yeah, will it be down at the bottom of the cliffs? Well, in this case, it is. The sack is laden with vegetables, likely those which the fugitive took from Nutawanyin and Wasa. And then this piece of paper, which has not been blown away by the wind somehow. Crude words have been scrawled on the piece of paper, and Oglop loiters nearby, as if regarding the paper and you. Yeah, you couldn't quite catch it, but it was there. The Oglop scurries off, leaving you to devote your attention to the paper, which appears to contain diary entries written by the fugitive. So let's continue looking. Yeah, right near the very precarious cliff which vanishes into the mist. Not dangerous at all. Over here we find a liquor bottle underneath the bushes. The liquor bottle has long been since drained to the last drop. Perhaps it was purloined by the fugitive. There do not appear to be any more clues in the vicinity. Hardboiled will want to take stock of your discoveries. Well, he's right over here, so let's go ahead and talk to him. Yeah, and meanwhile, Hildibrand's over there. I found this empty liquor bottle. What about you? I found one too, along with these things. Good work, Mathia. The bottles and the produce must have been taken from Luwata Nin and Wasa. As for the piece of paper, yeah, as for the piece of paper, these are diary entries, alright. I'll read them out. Another good day's destruction. I reduced the bond to rubble in moments well before anyone was the wiser. My newfound strength is truly astounding. The researcher contacted me. He wants me to put on a bigger show and will provide barrels of cerulean for the job. This is going to be my tour de force. Uh-oh. That's not good. So it's as we suspected. Like the thieving Cyclops, the vandalizing Karaleaoa is working for the researcher. But I must say, for him to leave incriminating evidence out in the open where enterprising agents of inquiry can easily find it is rather careless, is it not? When he was apprehended as a man, he left a diary of his misdeeds lying around, served as incontrovertible proof of his guilt. To do it again, knowing how full well had would led to his downfall, perhaps he has some sort of clever design. Or perhaps what? Is it a trick? Are we being deceived here? He's just an idiot. At any rate, if our fugitive has barrels of ceruleum at his disposal, then we must exercise the utmost caution. The tiniest spark could cause an explosion to dwarf even Nashu's delights, so I ask that you refrain from using your gun. My gun's more versatile than you think. It's capable of converting the lightning it absorbs into other kinds of energy. With the flick of a switch, it can shoot fire and water rounds as well. Oh, that's impressive. So, if push comes to shove, I'll give the wanton wolfman a hosing down. Well now, that is a wondrous gadget indeed. Yet be that as it may, I remain firmly opposed to violence in all forms of and elemental aspects. Solving cases in a manner befitting a gentleman, such is the creed of Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Sounds to the core. If you don't harden up, you'll make the same mistake I did. Which one? Yeah, he's been alluding to that for a while. As a rule, I don't talk about my past, but if there was ever a time to break that rule, now will be it. Yeah, sunrise comes up here in Shaolani. I used to have an assistant too. She was a lot like Hero Nashu, a real sweetheart. But she's gone now, killed by the Crown King because of me, because I was too soft. The Crown King descended from a line of mages. Carnelian's his real name, and he can wield powerful magic with a whispered word and a flick of the wrist. Doesn't have to rely on fancy gadgets like ordinary folk. We had him at our mercy, me and my assistant.
But then he started spinning a sob story, and like a half-boiled milk sop, I lowered my gun. That was all the opening Carnelian needed. He cast a spell before I could blink, and I would have died where I stood if my assistant hadn't left in the way. Yeah, and quite the sacrificial lamb. She wasn't wearing a regulator because she was following my lead. I killed her as much as she did. That such a thing should have happened. I was able to catch Carnelian soon after that, but now the bastard's at large again in a fiend's body. When you deal with villains, you can't afford to be soft. But one day, you or someone dear to you will pay for it. Yeah, that certainly strikes a chord with the inspector. Now then, we've confirmed the Vandals here, but what is it that the researcher wants to achieve with this destruction spree? Well, first things first, we need to alert the Death Watch. They'll want to be ready when the Vandal strikes next. You know where to find them? I sure do. Hutawasi, eh? Right then, let's head over there. And so off he goes. To think that the detective had suffered such a terrible tragedy. I struggled to find the words. Yeah, you're usually so upbeat. Yeah, just be your usual gentlemanly self because, yeah, it's unlike you to be at a loss for words. But yeah, you being you has gotten you this far. You are right, my friend. As ever, I shall endeavor to be true to myself. Glad to hear it. And off he goes. Alright, so, yeah, we gotta head on back to town. And so, a little further to the east then, and we'll reunite with the boys and also with Sheriff Kamaka. Yeah, he's in town, or in the bar, I think? Or, no, this is the jail. Yeah, hey there, Sheriff. Stay strong, Nashu. Soon you will be free. Yeah, meanwhile... This taco is amazing! Taco? I thought it was supposed to be bread and water around here. You're not eating your last meal before execution, are you? Yeah, now sure, are you already being sentenced to death? Ah, it's you, Lao. What is it? We want to ask you something. And give you this. I'll be damned. Just a moment ago we received a message from someone claiming to be the Vandal. They've declared that the train's their next target. I was about to dismiss it as a prank, but having heard your report, I'm inclined to believe that the threat is real. Then we need to get to Shaolani Station right away. Indeed, I'll gather my men and hurry there. As for Nashu... Yeah, that'll get some steep. It'll be best if she remained here for now, I think. Detective, keenly though I feel for your loss, I must reiterate my staunch opposition to violence. Whatever may await us, I believe that we must strive for a gentlemanly resolution. And so, off we go. Oh, what's on your mind, Detective? Vandal never used to announce his targets. This reeks like a rotten egg. Oh, it's a lure? You know where he's... You think you know where he's really going?
Oh, still in cutscene. Yeah, now my tail's getting sore. Ugh. So as we arrive, yeah, me and our friends from the train crew, Shenza and Zapia.
Thank goodness you're here. Please, you can't let that fiend destroy the train.
Yeah, that's fire. Those are barrels of ceruleum. And that's a train right in front of it. Get on it. We're on it.
Get somewhere safe.
And away we go. Yeah, hey you.
We have it at last. From gentleman to gentlewoman, I suggest you...
Yeah. Tish tish, detective.
Over there, a demon distress.
Yeah, perfect distraction. Except, yeah, you switched to your water gun. You did say you had that. Of all the times to be out of charge. Aw, man.
You mean...
Yeah, was that a laugh there, detective? Give a man a fright, will you? Yeah, I'll take you on. Hold it right there. Try anything funny and I'll torch those barrels. They're filled to the brim with ceruleum, enough to blow us all sky high. Yeah, meanwhile, he has no clue that. There's nothing you can do, so just relax and enjoy the... Huh? Yeah, you have no clue, but those embers are about to give you a serious problem. Yeah, your fur's on fire. You did it to yourself, dude.
Wait, we must extinguish the fire.
But with what, though? The hell you think you're doing?
I shall stop this runaway wolf train.
Yeah, Hildibrand, where do you think you're going? You don't need to chase that guy. What do we see? Yeah, now he's coming back the other direction.
Yeah, I fear he is disinclined to stop.
Yeah, it seems that way. They're coming back. And they're heading straight for the engine. Yeah, can you turn left or right or something? Like a runaway train. Damn it, if only I could use my gun. Meanwhile, yeah, Oglop on the tracks. And chilling out on Hildibrand's head. This is how you get lice. Yeah, this isn't good. Yeah, this is the worst time for you to get struck down with fear there, detective. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, you still got your gun. Yeah, you're gonna help me shoot the wolf, right? Or you're probably just more inclined to shoot the Oglop. Hopefully you have pinpoint accuracy. But the Oglop flies away. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, a combo? Yeah, Hildibrand using his body to stabilize the inspector's gun. A wonderful man, and his electrifying handstand. Yeah, still shocking and on. It's just what the detective needed. Yeah, better take a shot now. Yeah, from point blank. But you need to shoot him in the back, not the front. Yeah. Quite the fire hose, huh? Well, at least the fire's out. You guys alright? You did good, Softy. You did good. You did as well, Detective. You as well. Yeah, get up, you two. Yeah, have we reached a mutual understanding? And in the meantime... So, sometime later... I thought I was done for. I owe you my life. So you don't know anything either? I'm afraid not. I was only doing as I was told. Then the researcher's true objective remains a mystery. This chaos and destruction can't be all for its own sake, can it? If you've learned your lesson, then I suggest you surrender yourself to the Dust Watch. You'll be safe in their care and receive regular meals besides. Alright, I'll go quietly. Yeah, and the Dust Watch will see to it. Apologies for the delay. I see you have the situation well in hand. So this fiend was behind the destruction. We're grateful for your help. Yeah, leave it to us. We got it. Despite appearances, he was originally a man, so treat him like one, eh? Is that so? Understood. He'll be treated with due dignity. Yeah, send him on his way. Better move those barrels, though. Oh, what's going on? Sheriff? You're still soft, hard-boiled, as you always were. Yeah, masquerading. Yeah, except... Yeah, I guess we found the genuine article. Apparently someone's not using the masking dust. I wasn't expecting an eruption so soon. But no matter, the commotion has drawn you all here as intended. Yeah, it's a slime man. You're Carnelian. Oh no, we found our guy. Problem is, yeah, you only had one shot. And he'll take advantage and get away. Well, that was unfortunate, but hey, at least the real Kameka's here. The villain disguised himself as one of my men and knocked me out. The rest I believe you know. Yeah, it's a shapeshifter. We're right back to a raw Reborn version of Hildibrand. Seems Carnelian's also working for the researcher and that this was just a version. What's that bastard's game? I have no idea. Let's head back to Husatawi for now. We have to set your friend free, after all. My men can clean things up here. So away we go. Alright, I don't believe we need this anymore. Kamaka? Oh, we still need to switch back to cutscene. So after that ordeal... Still out on her feet, huh? Right, let's get the lady out of her sail. Hey there, Nashu. Enjoyed your rest? Oh, Nashu. Such an ordeal that must have been.
Oh yes, the hors d'oeuvres were quite tasty.
Hors d'oeuvres? Geez, this has to be the most lavish Wild West jail I've ever seen. But then... Sheriff, we have a situation. A large shipment of ceruleum has been stolen from Sheshnawezi. Oh no. This is bad news. It appears the thieves struck while we were dealing with the trouble at the station. So that was the true target! First electrobe, now ceruleum. What does he need all those resources for? As for Carnelian, he ain't the sort to do someone else's bidding. You can bet he's got his own angle. No matter what it is, I won't rest until justice has been served, and next time, my gun will be ready. You know something about these happenings by the sounds of it. He does. Yeah, allow him to give you the full details. Yeah, it's quite extensive what he knows about it. Well, this extends beyond Shalani. Even if we had the manpower, the Dust Watch can't go traipsing about in other jurisdictions. So I think it'd be best if we left the matter in your hands. Yeah, you can leave it to... Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. I swear to you, good sheriff, that I shall find and apprehend the villain with grace and non-violent finesse. As always, we'd be grateful, and naturally my men and I will conduct a thorough investigation in Shaolani. If we learn anything, we'll be sure to let you know. Come on, let's head back to Solution 9. I could use a hard-boiled egg right about now. Maybe even 2. Away they go. Yeah, good to see you again, Kamaka. So, back to Solution 9 we go. Alright. Let's head on back over to the Neon Stein. And we'll speak with the detective and finish the night. And Hildibrand and Nashu are here, of course. Home. I didn't mind it out in the wilds, but for this sentimental fool, nothing beats this neon-lit city. Now, I'll get back to working on the storage device. Check in from time to time in case I found us a new lead. Meanwhile, let's just continue on our own lines of inquiry. Yeah, you got it there, detective. And inspector. And away they go. Oh, before they do... Pray, do not blame yourself for your assistant, detective. The fault most assuredly lies not with you. You know, trying to help him assuage his own guilt. What would a soft-boiled dope know? Just take care of your own, eh? Yeah, it seems like we're really getting to understand each other and respect each other more. Meanwhile, as for us, yeah, Oglops will now maintain a presence here in Solution 9. As we bring this part of the Hildibrand Mysteries for patch 7.3 to a close, and will take 2,383 gil for completing this quest. Meanwhile, in Shalani. Someone's watching over the people of Shishnowazi Springs. Guy with the creepy mask. Excellent. Soon the plan will come to fruition. Yeah, with that crazy square staff with a square inside of it, Kanaloka's achievements would be meaningless. Yeah, referring all the way back to Yuya Wata. Next to what the heavens have gifted me. Yeah, so what's under that mask? You fugitives have served me well indeed. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Yeah. And you, me. When will the backstabbing occur? It's actually from a previous Soul Saints Wake from, I believe it was 2 years ago, actually, there, Bubba. So out here in the Wild West, mixed with film noir. Curious about my gun, are you? Come now, no need to be shy. Yeah, we're bringing the Inspector and Nashu to look too. That is a Pulp Python Maximum, fitted with a custom short barrel. Being made of electro, she can convert with a lightning charge to fire rounds and other energies. The double action trigger means she's fast as you are, and the ambidextrous safety means that she's at home in both hands. The ventilated ribs help keep her cool, and reduce the risk of malfunction when things really heat up. Although that hasn't proven to be much use now, has it? And where are you going, Nashu? The recoil spring guide rod takes the edge off of her temper while the extra long ejector rod houses services to... To what? Oh great, the Inspector's getting bored. Yeah, being that he's not into weapons. This explanation goes on all night long. In fact, it goes on 2 nights, 3 nights. And as it goes on in effectively perpetuity.
Are you getting sleepy? Because I sure am. Let's call it a day, shall we?
Yeah, as random stuff walks by.
I don't have anything in particular to say about my alchemy tools. Till next time.
Yeah, you go chase after everyone. Yeah, I guess the detective will be explaining it well into the next patch. Which in this case is this patch. So yeah, until we meet again there, detective. And of course, to the Inspector as well. So, let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and call the night back in Gridania. And we'll dress up back in my Nutcracker motif. Back onto Miketo. Even though they are prevalent there? Seems that way. Yeah, back to the Starlight Stalls guide. Yeah, I could hear some stuff being crafted. Yeah, where a better place to call the night than right here in front of the big Starlight tree. Yeah, these two are dancing up a storm. We'll join them eventually, but let's just appreciate the decorations on the tree. How there are so many of them, how there are inflatable Moogles as well, how there are streamers of various things including Moogles and snowmen and starlight trees and stars, of course, because it is the Starlight Celebration, wreaths, and so on. I've shown off the tour of this place from last year because it is still the same place. But as far as this is concerned, time to call the night here. I hope that all of you enjoyed the 2025 edition of the Starlight Celebration, and in addition, the 7.3 Hildebrand Mysteries. So, the next thing for me to join you guys with will be this again, but it will be on Saturday, because for my last stream of 2025, we're heading back to the Arcadian to try and become the Arcadian's heavyweight champion. 4 rounds against a bunch of freaky monsters, and there's only one way to get through them. With myself and 7 other randomly selected people. I don't know how many wipes we're gonna endure, but one way or another, we're gonna see it through and we're gonna win that heavyweight championship. Yeah, we're gonna... It's quite different from Rocky 4, how it wasn't for the championship, it was just for who's the better man. But tonight, on Saturday, I hope that'll be me. Even as we have video bombers and photo bombers and whatnot. So I will see you guys back here on Saturday when we go for that heavyweight championship and bring the Arcadians' run to a close in its current form. So, with that, as these girls do the bee's knees here in front of the giant starlight tree, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live. So, thanks everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.